It's still really cold, but I'm excited because my Johnny's Seeds order came in the mail today. So of course I wanted to do the unboxing with you. Maybe I'm being a little dramatic. I am inside, I don't need this scarf. I'm keeping the hat though. I feel like I ordered so many seeds and they just come in this tiny little box. This time I did splurge by also buying some raspberry plants for my backyard this spring. I've been kind of debating on whether I'm gonna replant with native plants in that area that caught fire, but I think I'm gonna plant both natives and some of these raspberry plants because, well, it's a good time to grow your own food. Let's see what's in the box. Okay, let's see what I have. There's that sound. We like to hear that. I'm just gonna pull these out and rediscover what I purchased with you. All right, looks like I ordered a ton of cilantro seeds, and that's because I love cilantro. Also, I know that it doesn't really like the place where I live. It does end up being too hot in the summer for me to grow a lot of cilantro successfully, so I do have to replant it pretty often. So that's why I got the big packet. Oh, here we go. I also got some parsley. I love to grow parsley because it's nice and cold hardy. It lasts me almost until Christmas. I love growing parsley from seed. It's very easy.
You know what's easier is finding some half-dead parsley at the store.
Okay, I got my half-dead parsley. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so sad. I'll tell you what though, parsley is resilient. So we're gonna go ahead and rehydrate this guy. I don't think these leaves are salvageable, but I do think the roots are. This is an emergency. I'm gonna go ahead and pour some on the top too, because yikes. Code green. Now we're gonna see if this perks up. It's time. To be continued. And looks like I got some pole beans. These are the Seychelles pole beans. I love growing bush beans. I think they're so fun, but the pole beans give me kind of a bigger yield and I don't have to replant them as much. So I just love these pole beans. That's gonna be a great addition to my yard. Now I have a honeysuckle on my trellis already, so I might have to get another trellis for these beans. I'm excited about this because it's a butternut squash. There's a permaculture garden that I volunteer my time at, and I grew butternut squash last year. I really didn't get access to the garden until like mid-July, and I planted some butternut squash thinking, well, you know, we really don't have the long season. I probably won't get any fruit, but we got 3 or 4 big fruits from that. If I'm able to plant a little bit earlier, I think we can get a way better harvest with this butternut squash. The other thing I got this year is soybeans. I love edamame fresh from the pod. It's really rare that we get access to fresh edamame here, which doesn't make any sense to me because we live in the Midwest. We grow a ton of soybeans all the time, but for some reason, we don't really have fresh edamame at the store. But it's wonderful when you can get it fresh. It's very different from frozen. So I got a big packet of these soybeans. This is the Toya. It says Toya Glycine Max soybeans. So really excited to try these. Can't forget about my snow peas. Snow peas are so great because they do tolerate the cold. They're a cold hardy crop, so you can plant them early and then you can get a harvest before June usually. And thank goodness too, because it does get really hot where I am and the snow peas just don't like to be in the blasting heat. I also do a lot of gardening with my sister-in-law and my family just loves these snow peas. The kids just pick it right off the vine and eat it. It's just a wonderful thing for them to be able to participate in, a very easy thing to grow. Love my snow peas. Wow, I still have so many seeds to go. I really went all out this year. All right, I've got a wildfire lettuce mix. I love to grow lettuce early in the season and cover it up with a big plastic dome. That kind of helps it to germinate and sprout a little bit earlier because lettuce can be a little bit difficult to grow here because we do have those hot summers. If you live in the northern Midwest, you know, it goes right from spring to really hot summer and we don't have a lot of temperate days. So that's how I like to start my lettuce mix. I got some Tuscany basil right here. This Tuscany basil is a lettuce leaf basil, I think, and I grew a ton of it last year. While I was away, my neighbors were kind enough to water my basil and it grew like crazy. So when I came back from being away, there was a ton of it. This is a cinnamon girl pumpkin. There are so many different kinds of pumpkins that you can grow. It was really hard to choose which kind of pumpkin I wanted. Last year, I grew some large pumpkins and they were really big, but we didn't get a ton of them. So I'm thinking maybe this year we'll get smaller pumpkins and we'll get more of a yield. And also this cinnamon girl pumpkin is definitely a pie pumpkin. This is a pumpkin that you can cut in half and put in the oven, throw some cinnamon on it, a little bit of salt and olive oil, and you're good to go. So I wanted something that I could grow as a decoration pumpkin. Obviously, those are really fun, but I also wanted to be able to eat the pumpkins, have something that was a really good, tasty pumpkin. There's somebody in my family I'm thinking about who really likes these pumpkins, and I can't wait to grow them for her. I got a hybrid zucchini squash right here. I do like to get the hybrids sometimes because things like cucumbers and zucchini tend to get powdery mildew in my yard. So I'm really excited to get this hybrid zucchini squash. This is now I don't know what language it is, so it's either the Dunha or the Dunya, but I'm excited to get some of this zucchini squash here. We make a lot of zucchini muffins over the summer. I can't get away from ordering some sun gold tomatoes every year. You really don't need a whole lot of plants because they really go far. But this is another great one for the family. They just do so well and they just always produce, even if they're not in the perfect situation, because let's face it, sometimes in the middle of July, we're not always good about keeping up on the watering, and that can be really difficult. If you have beefsteak tomatoes, you really have to take care of them. But the Sun Gold, they have those tiny cherry tomatoes. They're really sweet. They're really easy to take care of. I did get some hybrid carrots. These are purple haze. These are special purple carrots, and I just love having a purple carrot because it looks so cool. It's really fun for kids to pull it out of the garden. I like the purple color because I know that means it's got some different phytochemicals in it. I just can imagine that having purple carrots and orange carrots, you're getting slightly different things with that, and it just adds some more variety and nutrition to the diet. Of course, carrots are cheap at the store compared to, growing them on your own. It's kind of a pain, but there just isn't the variety at the store. So that's why we grow these things ourselves. Looking forward to trying these purple carrots at the end of the season. Okay, so this is a tomato that I heard about in a Facebook group somewhere, and someone grew a ton of different varieties of tomatoes. They said this was the best tasting, best yield, healthiest looking tomatoes that they had all around. And this is the BHN 589F1. Wow, that's a mouthful. So BHN 589, this is the F1, and these are a hybrid tomato that is supposed to be really good. I was really bad at labeling my tomatoes last year, and so I don't know what I harvested. So I probably had these. I'm gonna try again, and I'm gonna label them this time, and I'll let you know how they go. But I just heard really good things about this. The person just really raved about them, and sometimes you find a gem because you get like a hot tip from somebody. I'm gonna try these. This is so fun, you guys. Bunching onions are a big part of my cooking at home. I use these all the time. These are small white onions with a lot of green onion stalk on them. I do like the green part, but I mostly cook for the onion part. They just have a little bit of a different flavor than the larger sweet onions, and it's really good for Asian dishes. I can never have too many green onions, and when I run out at the end of the year, I always feel like I should have planted more. This one that I ordered is called Evergreen Hardy White. There are some differences between the green onions, but I don't think I can tell. I just got something that looked like it was good. Again, I got my Sugar Snacks carrots. I just love these. They're really sweet, they grow long, and the ones that I grew were super healthy. I'm excited to grow these again alongside my purple carrots. Okay, Matador shallots. I love shallots, can't get enough of shallots. They're great in pasta dishes, and a lot of Thai food uses shallots. This is a new variety because the variety I usually get just isn't available this year. It was something with a long shelf life. So I think that they said that this was a really good replacement for one that has a long shelf life. You can harvest it in the fall and you'll still be using them in February. So I hope that I get this outcome with the Matador hybrid shallot. Okay, I'm down to the last two. These are great mostly for the family. They're easy to plant, easy to grow, and they mature super fast. So this is gonna be great for the kids in my family. It's nice to have something that grows quickly so that they can see the results. And also they look so cute when you pull them out, and they're that little pink red color. They're so cute. And last but not least, the Benary's Giant Zinnia Mix. I get these every single year and I grow them indoors. I think this packet is enough. This has 100 seeds. The Benary's Giant flowers are just spectacular. Every garden that I have, I plant a few zinnias if there's any space. They're not really a native plant to this area. They're an annual. I don't plant too many annuals because it's a lot of work for something that only lives for one season, but the zinnias are so worth it to me. The other thing I like zinnias for is if you have a new garden and your plants are not that big yet. Maybe you don't have a lot of things blooming because sometimes perennials just don't put out a lot of flowers that first year, if they put out any flowers at all. So if you make a new garden, sometimes you just really want that reward of seeing some flowers. You can plant zinnias alongside your perennials. You don't want to plant so many that you crowd them out, but you definitely can plant some and get some beautiful color that first year. That helps you kind of get through the first season when everything else is still really small. Well, that's so many seeds. I'm totally overwhelmed, but I just wanted to share that experience with you. I love unboxing seeds. It really helps to get us through the winter time. Spring is right around the corner, so let's get it.